So in yesterday's session, we have understood what is Power BI and what are the components Power BI has. And we have discussed in detail about each and every component, right? Okay, so what does, how do you transform the data, or how do you perform some kind of data modeling? So just a brief idea about what exactly each and every component does here. Okay, so now, let me show you some other kind of things. How to apply some kind of transformations on the data. Just let me share my screen here. Okay, so what I do is, I think we have discussed all these things yesterday. Okay. Okay. So if you look at, I'm taking an data from an Excel sheet, right? Okay, Excel workbook. So where I'm having particular stock data, in some kind of in stock data. So if you look at this one, right? Okay, in the top rows, you're having some kind of null values. That means, we need to clean this data set, right? Okay, so even before you load the data set into Power BI, right? So you need to transform this one because we are having a lot of null values here. And again, if you look at the columns also, column 9 and column 10, even the entire, I think the columns are of null values. Okay, so in this case, even before you load the data, see in real time as well, what you need to do is, first of all, check, if there is any kind of transformations or changes, you need to apply on the data set. Okay. So for this, what I do is I just click on transform data here. So it will redirect me to Power Query editor. Okay, and this is where you apply all the different kinds of transformation rules, guys. Okay. Now, as I told you, so first of all, let us try to understand the data here. Okay, so what exactly this data is. Now, if you look at the data set, right, I'm having my headers from the starting from the second row onwards. If you carefully observe the data set, right. So in the first column, my header is starting from the second row, that is item number. And here even in the second column as well. So it is category, which is in the second row again. And again, column 3 as well. So it is product name in the second cell. Again, column 4, it is week ID. So week number ID, I'm having average inventory on and in stock percentage. Again, sales values. Again, I'm having column 9 and column 10. Okay. What we do? So before we try to load this data, right? So we need to clean this one. Okay. So now what I can do is, as you see, the entire first record is having null values here, right? So what I do, just remove it. Okay, so you need to go to this remove rows. And here, if you look at, right, I'm having different kinds of options here. Remove top rows, remove bottom rows, remove alternate rows, remove duplicates, remove blank rows, remove errors. Okay. Now, in this case, what I do is I just go to this first option. So here you can see, how many rows you want to remove. So I just type in 1. So then click on OK. Okay. So as you can see, again, I'm having the top, the first record, which was full of null values, right? Okay. So it was removed. Again, let me do the same thing on columns as well, because the last columns, this column as well as this column, I'm having full of null values. So what I can do, even you can select this particular column. So column 10, again, hold your control button. Then again, even I'm selecting column 9 as well. Individually also you can do that one. So here you have again some other kind of option called as remove columns here. Okay, so just click on that one. You can see remove columns, right? So just click on this one. See, again, whatever changes you have made on the data set, right? As I told you, it will capture in this applied steps here. Okay, so once, like, say for example, even if you click on this undo button, right? Okay, so again, you can see those will be moved back to your data set. Okay, so I've just undone, the removed columns here. Okay, so again, you can see my columns got back to my data set here. Okay, so if you look at, right, okay, so you can see, like, say for example, it is full of these things, null values. Okay, so how you can see, as I told you yesterday, see, even if you click that drop down list kind of button, right, you can see there are no values inside this particular column. It's full of missing values, that is null values. Okay, so again, even if you look at here also, right, see, even here also you do have null values. So always all keep it in mind that even in real time, if at all you want to remove any particular record, right, ensure that you remove that only if the entire record, okay, so if the entire row or the record is having missing values. Otherwise you'll be removing some kind of values, which are in particular columns as well. Okay, so if the entire record is having missing values, only in that case you do that operation. Okay, so else you might be removing the data itself. Okay, so what I do, again, I'll go and click on this remove columns here. Okay, now, okay, so again, let me check here. Okay, so if I'm having any kind of thing, so this is my item number. Again, I'm having these two values here, so that's perfectly fine. So columns 2 as well. Okay, so you're having correct values. Again, this one, of course, you're not having any kind of missing values. Column 4, that is week ID. Okay, so which again is having some kind of dates here. Again, column 5, week ID number, and so on. Okay, so you're having some particular values here. Okay, so but if you look at this one, right? Okay, so as I told you, okay, so if you look at this one, right? So my, again, like say for example, the actual headers are starting from the first record itself. Okay, so like item number, category, product name, week ID, week number ID. Okay, so because if you look at the top, right, okay, so it is having some kind of header name. Again, this is having column 2, this is having column 3, again it's column 4, it's column 5. Those are not the actual headers, right? So my actual headers are starting from the first record onwards. Okay, so in this case, what I do, I have some option here. Okay, see, use first row as headers, right? So what you can do, so you can just click on this one. If you scroll to this option, right, you'll be getting two options here. Use first row as headers, use headers as first row. Okay, so use first row as headers, because my column names are was in the first row, so I've selected this option. So ensure you select the proper options here. Okay, so even you can see, all the changes have been captured here. Okay, so now it is perfectly fine. I hope so. The data is perfectly fine here. Okay, yes. Then what I do, I'll click on close and apply here. So first of all, let us review the data set in data view window. See, I'm having proper names here. Okay, so item number, category, product name, week ID, week number ID, average inventory on hand, in stock percentage, sales. Okay, so sales, why it is showing you zero figures, guys? Again, let us get back to our this thing. Okay, so there is some problem with my sales figure, right? Okay, so it is showing zero figures. Okay, so let us see what is the problem. Okay, so if you look at the sales figures, right, everything is okay. But again, some of the values, like say for example, here it is, like for example, so there is only problem with the digits here. Okay, so what I do, I'll go and click on this one. Okay, so what I do, I'll change this type. Okay, so data type to fixed decimal number. Okay, so instead of decimal number, what I do, fix a decimal number, so that it takes the exact value here. Okay, replace current. Okay, so that means what it is just asking is, like, so for example, if you look at here, right, so previously it was 1638. Okay, so 0.3. Okay, so let me again show you this one. See 1638.3. Okay, so now what I've done is, like, so for example, because other values are having, like, so for example, after decimal there are two digits. Okay, so that's the reason some of the sales values is not showing you properly. Okay. So that's the reason I'm changing the type here. Okay. So for numerical fields, ensure you, look at this data types properly here. Okay. So for this reason, what I do, I'll go with this fixed decimal number. So now it will make proper changes. Okay. So that for each and every sales figure, so after the decimal, there will be 2 digits. Okay. So this is what we can do here. Again, close and apply. So now you can go to your visualization. Okay. So now, like, so for example, let me click on category. Okay. So we're having some kind of categories here like computer monitors, low cost computers, monitors, premium computers, and tablets. Again, let me go with the sales. Okay. So as I told you, this is by default, it will show you in the format of some kind of text kind of visualization. So in order to change this one, so just click on any kind of visualization on the right hand side. Okay. So in what visuals you want to look at this one, so you can change accordingly. Okay. And even you can go with some other kind of things as well. Like, say, for example, I'm going with week number ID. Okay. So, okay. So week number ID. Again, if I go with sales, right? Okay. So it will show me certain sales for this one. Okay. So for each and every week, it will show me the sales value guys. Okay. So for, like, say, for example, for the week number ID one, okay, so it is showing me this one. Okay. So or else, like, say, for example, even you can go here as well. Okay. So you can see. So week ID in the term, in the format of dates, if at all you want to see, right? Okay. So you can look at, in this way also. Fine. So what I can do, I'll change this to some kind of slicer kind of thing. Okay. See. Now look at this one, guys. Okay. So, like, say, for example, I'm just selecting a particular week here. Okay. So or else, like, say, for example, in this visualization, what I can do is, so just let me show you this one. Instead of week number ID, I'll show in this way. Okay. Look at this one. Okay. So what is the, like, say, for example, okay. So what I do, okay. So now if you look at this one, right, you're having some kind of sales figure for this one. Okay. So like tablets, again, monitors, you're having again some kind of computer monitors. Okay. So now how this value gets changed, you look at here. Okay. So when I click on week number ID, right? So again, the value is getting changed. Okay. So for that particular week, so the sales value is this one. So I'm not applying any concept of filters here, but Power BI by itself, it is giving me the filtered value. So how it is doing that one? So basically from any data set, right? If you select any particular chart, right? Okay. So by default, it will apply the filters in that page itself. Okay. So that means it is some concept of cross filtering kind of thing we call. Okay. So like, so for example, again, if I select 10, right? Okay. So that means week number ID 10. So here you can see at 16,86,734, right? 16,86,734. Okay. So in dollars, okay. So again, look at the same figures in week number one. Again, it gets changed here. 17 lakhs, 3,040. Okay. So again, if you look at week ID number 11, right? So it again, it changes in. So this is some other kind of concept here. It is also called as cross filtering. So when we dive deep into our Python Power BI regular sessions, right? So we'll be learning completely about filters here. Okay, so how filters are applied here. So likewise, so you can perform any kind of visualization. Based upon what kind of fields you are selecting here. Okay, so either see, even you can go with product name and what are the sales as well. Like, say, for example, I can go with product name. And again, like sales. Okay. So again, it will show me. Sorry. Okay. Fine. So it will show me certain values here. But again, let me show in this way. See. So sum of sales by product name here. Okay, so you can see here. And most probably when you're selecting any kind of fields, right, you need to also concentrate like how Power BI is giving you this kind of visuals here. Okay, so in the visuals tab, right, okay, so you can see y-axis. Now you know what is x-axis and y-axis, right? Okay, so in the x-axis it is showing you sum of sales, and the y-axis it is showing the product name. Okay, so the product name is onto the y-axis, and the almost all, see, in most of the visualizations also the numerical part will be on the x-axis, right? Okay, so even you can tell this one also, but as a best practice, always all you need to show the visuals in this way. Okay, so even so by default, even Power BI will be applying in the same kind of format here. Okay, again, so these are some other kind of options here called as legend. So again, small multiples or tooltips. I mean, so if at all you want to add any other kind of elements to your visuals, right? So you can even do that one. So coming to this case, I mean, filters. Okay, so in filters also you can apply different kinds of filters. Okay, so while we learn Power BI, so we'll dive deep into these kind of sections and filters. Okay. So today, so you can see that, based on a particular selection in some other kind of chart, see, the values are being reflected in some other chart. Okay, so if you look at here, right, okay, I'm selecting a particular value from this chart, but if you look at, the values are getting changed in some other chart. So it is getting reflected in some other kind of chart here. Okay, so likewise, say, for example, if I take it 20, right, okay, so it is giving me this. Okay, so here you can see some other kind of options here. Okay, so search, export data, show as table, remove spotlight, sort axis. Okay, so sort in ascending. Okay, so even if you look at in this one, or you can sort it in descending also. Okay, so however you want, you can sort this one. Okay, so then you can accordingly you can select the values, and you can look at to this one. Okay, so this is how you can apply the concept of cross filtering. Okay, so when you're working on one particular data set, okay, so if at all you want to make or reflect any kind of changes, right, you can do that one. And especially when in terms of, like, say for example, if you're having any kind of in this way, I have selected slicer kind of format here. So this kind of chart is called as slicer, guys. Okay, so slicer will be best suitable whenever you want to whenever you are having any kind of dates. Okay, so if at all you want to show the like, for example, in date formats, right, whenever you are having any date formats, so in those particular cases, it would be better if you go with slicer kind of options here. Okay, so like I'm having any other thing, not having any year kind of category. Okay, that's okay, fine. So this is how we'll be doing it, guys. Okay, so some kind of transformation techniques I've told you. So how you need to clean your data set. Now what kind of options will be doing. Okay, now let me show you some other kind of things here. So let me think. Okay, so I'm having this let me take some other kind of data set here, and let me show you a small example. Okay, so if you look at this permanent, so there is some kind of data set called as permanent. So it's having some data of employees. Okay, so they are living in particular city and state, and with some kind of tenure. Okay, so tenure, you can understand it is about some kind of their, in that particular project or in that particular state or city, whatever it is. Okay, so again, let me load this one. Now just clicked on transform data. So you can see there are, four different columns here. Okay, so employee, city, state, and tenure, and you're having 6 employees here. Okay. Now let me, like, so for example, it is showing me sheet one, right? So you can rename this one. Okay. So what I can do? Permanent employees. Okay. In the same way, what I do, I'll also select some other kind of data source. Here also you can do in the Power Query editor also, you can select multiple data sources, guys. Again, I'll go with contract here. See, when I clicked on the sheet one, again it is showing me some kind of employee data. Okay, so we get again the same kind of column names here: employee, city, state, and tenure. Okay, so just let me click on this one so that it will load again this one. This again I'm changing this particular renaming this particular sheet name, guys. Okay, so data set name. Okay, so let contract employees. Okay, now if you look at this contract employees data set, right, I'm having again four columns with four employees here. Okay, so you can see employee, city, state, and tenure. Again, if you look at permanent employees, right, I'm having the same thing. Okay, so four columns with I mean six employees here. Okay, fine. So but if you look at what is common in between these two data sets here, so permanent employees, if you look at the column names are employee, city, state, as well as tenure. Okay, now again, if you look at contract employees, right, again it's the same thing: employee, city, state, and tenure. Okay, so that means the column names are same here. So now in this case, like say for example, I mean, what option you need to select in order to like say for example combine I mean the data from two data sets here. Okay, so I want to combine the data from two data sets here because see the column names are same, right? Okay, so in this operation you need to go for append queries here. Okay, so you need to go for append operation or concatenation, appending or concatenation. Now, basically, what do you mean by that one? So, whenever, like, say, for example, if I'm having, whenever you are playing with multiple data sets, right? And if any particular multiple data sets are having the same type of column names, right? Okay, so in that operation, you just append the queries here. Okay, so but again, when you go for joins there, say for example, if I'm having different kinds of column names, but again I want to combine the columns from multiple data sources, right? In those operations, go for merge queries, that is join operation. Okay, so hope you people understand, right? I mean, even in SQL we do have this concept here. Okay, joins and set operators. Okay, so in set operators, most probably, I mean, so we'll be what we'll be doing, guys. I mean, so we'll be appending there. That means the rows get added to one particular data set here. Okay, so we'll combine the records there. But coming to the case of join, so in join operation, what we do, column gets added actually in the output. I mean, if you look at the output data set, right? Okay, so column gets added. I mean, okay, so that is how it works actually. So now what I do, I mean, I'm selecting this particular employee, permanent employees data set, but because this is having more records than the contract employees here. Okay, so now what I do, I'll select this option and I'll go to this option here. Okay, so you can see append queries, right? Okay, so just click on that one. See, it says, I mean, again, it gives you two concepts here. Okay, so append queries and append queries as new. Okay, so either you can, I mean, take the records from this contract employees and you can append to this particular data set itself, or else, I mean, what you can do, you can create a new query. See, in Power BI terminology, query is also called as a table, guys. Okay, so you can create a new data set here or new table itself and append both the records from both the data sets here. Okay, so just let me show you. I'm taking a new data set here. Okay, so I would just want to create a new data set. So here, the first table I'm taking permanent employees. Okay, so you can see the options here. Concatenate rows from two tables into a single table. Okay, so what are the options here? Two tables or three or more tables. Okay, again, the second table, I'll select contract employees here. Okay, let me click on OK. See, automatically Power BI has done the job for you. Okay, so in permanent employees, I'm having 6 records, and in contract employees, I'm having 4 records. So totally, it's 10 records. Okay, now, like so for example, let me also change this one. All employees. Okay, fine. So now again, what I do, I'll again click on close and apply here. Okay, so you can see the new kind of data set here. Okay, so all employees. I mean, if at all you want, you can even remove this one. Okay, so from your data model, the previous data set which we have worked, right? You can remove that one. Okay, so now you can see, like for example, we're having all employees again. Like for example, so employee and tenure. If at all, I want to check this one, right? Okay, so you can see the tenure here. Let me go with donut chart here. Okay, fine. So if you hover your mouse, it will show you, I mean, some kind of tooltip here. Okay, so it's Baker, Cameron, and I mean, its tenure is 15. I mean, it is also giving you the percentage as well, because see, by default, pie chart and donut chart will give you the ratios. I mean, ratios and percentages. Okay, so that is why it is showing you in terms of percentages here. Okay, so in other cases, I mean, what you can do, I mean, you can even like, say, for example, go with this one. I mean, okay, so like, say, for example, again, if I select employee, right? Tenure. Okay, so I can even go with this one as well. Bar chart. Okay, so it will show you the things in this one. Okay, so in this way. So if you click on here, right? Okay, so Baker Cameron is the highest. I mean, is sum of tenure is 15. So again, if you look at other kind of bar, I mean, again, if you hover, so likewise it will show you. Now again, like, so for example, I can show in terms of city wise also. Like, so for example, city wise, I mean, so which of the cities have the highest tenure here? Okay, sorry. Okay, haven't selected, right. Okay, city wise, I mean, it is not showing me. Okay, sorry, I need to enable this option for geo fields, guys. Okay, so let me do that one. Okay, so but again, I mean, you can go with this options. Okay, so I need to enable that one. So, but in your when you're downloading that one, right? Okay, so if you're getting that one, you just enable that one. Okay, so that's it. I mean, there is no other thing. Okay, so again, so like, say for example, again, if you select a particular thing, right? Here again, you can see the changes here. I mean, okay, so here you can see this particular pie has been highlighted here. Okay, so you can see the visuals in this way. Okay, right. So this is how we can apply some kind of changes here. Uh, Again, now what we have done is I've shown you. I mean, like if you look at here, right? If I click on the transform data, right? I've shown you, like, say, for example, I mean, by looking at this all employees, right? Okay, so I've shown you how to perform this using some kind of append queries kind of option here. Okay, so now sometimes, I mean, what happens is you might have to work on multiple sets, or you might have to write some kind of formulas here. Okay, so in that particular cases, how you need to do that one? Let me tell you this one. Okay, so page 4, I'll take. So let me go with this one. Or else what I do is, okay, see what I do is, I'll just create a table, not this one, sorry. Need to have a new table. Okay, so when you click on the table tools, right, so it is giving you some kind of option called as new table. Okay, so let me show you how to create a table by using by writing some kind of DAX formula. DAX is also called as data analysis expressions, guys. Okay, so for which, I mean, okay, so I'm giving some kind of name to this table called as all employees. Okay, so now what I do, I just want to combine the records from my data sets. Okay, so I'm having contract employees and permanent employees data set, right? I just want to combine all those records here. Okay, so by writing some kind of formula here. Now, in set operators, right, in SQL set operators, so what is that kind of set operator which will combine the records from all the data sets? So any idea, guys? So how we can do this one? Any kind of idea? Okay, so let me show you. There is an operator called as union. Okay, then again what I do, you need to see union operator. Again, you need to select what is the table you want here. Okay, so it's permanent employees, right? So it will take this one. So comma I'm giving again, like for example, contract. Okay, so I'm just specifying the tables here. Okay, now if there is any kind of error in my formula, right? Okay, so here you can see, like for example, red kind of symbol here. Okay, so because I'm not getting any kind of thing, and moreover, like for example, if I even check this button, right, it need to create the table here. If it is not creating the table, that means it is having some kind of error. You can even assume in that way as well. Okay, so just let me check this one. See, it has successfully created the table here. Okay, so again you can see the I mean the fields from both the tables here. Okay, so I got the same kind of tables here. In all employees, this is how I performed using Power Query operator, and this is how I've used some kind of formula here. I've written some kind of formula here. Okay. So likewise, so there are multiple ways, how you can work on the data, guys. Okay. So always all remember, like say for example, when you want to write the formulas, like say for example, I want to create a new table. Okay, so in that way, again, if I want to create a new column, okay, so in my existing data model or in my existing data set, right? If at all you want to create a new column, in that cases also, we can go for writing some DAX expressions. Or else, like, say, for example, if at all you want to create a column with some kind of measures, that means a numerical column. Okay, so in that cases also, what you can do, you can go with writing some kind of DAX formulas. See, for example, understand that I'm having, say for example, there are some kind of product related information with me. Okay, so now what I do is, like say for example, I've given certain kinds of discounts to them. Understand that, understand it, guys. Okay, so I'm telling you with a scenario here. Okay, in which situations you need to go for DAX here. Say for example, I'm giving certain discounts in for all the products here. Again, I'm having sales value. Now that is not the overall sales value, right? Okay, so my overall sales value should be, like say for example, sales minus the discount whatever I've given here. Okay, so if I remove the discount again, that means I've got the overall actual sales values. So that those are the actual sales values. So for say for example, you're having 100 records in your data source. So for each and every record, you need to perform that calculation, right? So just like how do we perform the calculation in Excel? So for first row, you will be doing and you will be dragging that bar. Okay. So for all the records, it will perform the same kind of option here. Okay. So even here also in Power BI also we can do the same thing, but using some kind of DAX expression. Okay. So which we'll be learning it later. Fine, guys. So this is some other way of creating a table. Using DAX expression. Okay. So so especially in the cases where you want to create a new table or create a new measure or create a new column. Okay, so you can perform you can write some kind of DAX expressions here. Okay. See, if you click on the modeling tab, you'll be given this kind of options here. New measure, quick measure, new column, new table. Quick measure is nothing but already there will be some kind of pre-built inbuilt calculations. Okay, so I'll show you. Okay, so later in our sessions, when we are learning this one, I'll show you. How can we work on this quick measure? Okay, you don't need to write any kind of formulas there. Automatically, you can apply those kind of inbuilt kind of formulas here. Okay. So this is how we can work on the data, guys. Okay, so today I've shown you like how to perform a data cleaning or data transformation using Power Query Editor. Then we have worked on, like, so for example, in which situations you need to go for append queries or merge queries. Okay, so merge queries, I'll show you with an example later in our live sessions. Okay, so there I'll also show you some kind of data modeling kind of thing also. Again, we have even learned like in how to write some kind of formulas here. Okay, so like say for example, if I click on this one, right, automatically it will highlight me the formula also. Okay, if I click on this particular table name here, it will show me the formula name also. Formula also. So like what kind of formula it has been created with. Okay. So again, you can work on visualizations accordingly, guys. That's it. Fine. So from tomorrow onwards, we'll be starting off with our live sessions, guys. So if at all you people are interested, kindly enroll and register into this course. So even before we start with this one, and even before this one, let me know how many of you people know SQL. So is there anyone who don't know SQL? So because see, I mean, for any kind of data visualization or any kind of data role, database knowledge is essential, guys. Okay. So is there anyone, I mean, who doesn't know SQL or how it is? So everyone knows SQL? Fine. Okay, so so then can I expect that everyone knows SQL then? So
I'm not aware SQL.
okay. Mhm. Fine. So guys, I mean, let me tell you something. For any kind of data role, as I told you, I mean, SQL knowledge is must. So ensure you learn SQL. So daily practice for around 1 to 2 hours. I mean, so within 2 weeks, I mean, you can learn SQL. That's not a big deal here. So you can find a lot of sites. I mean, if you Google it, right? Okay, so you will be getting a lot of sites. I mean, free stuff. So you can start learning SQL. Okay, so it's very simple to learn SQL. So because see, sometimes what happens is if I now if I'm writing union kind of operator here, right? Okay, so you need to understand what is that operator in why I'm writing. I mean those that kind of operator. Okay, in which what is happened, what is merge. I mean, so you need to understand these kind of terminologies. Okay, so these are the basics. I mean, okay, fine. So any questions, guys? Any questions you want to ask? Any doubts? Yes, Manjunath.
Is it a 2 months course or 40 days course?
It is 40 days course.
Okay, okay. Daily every morning it will start or
Yes, yes, of
evening?
course. Daily we'll be having the session at 9 a.m.
Okay. We are working. I'm going to office morning. How do I connect that so
Okay. Okay.
if I join the course no daily morning 9 o'clock, it's very difficult to join the call. So if it is
Okay.
home, I think
So
if
what are your office timings?
morning 8:30 to 6 o'clock. No, not daily. I'm not going. Weekly basis, 3 days I'm going. Monday,
Okay.
Wednesday, Friday. I alternate days, whatever.
Okay.
Depend upon customer visit or something. It will
Okay.
depend upon.
Okay.
What is the prerequisite for Power BI?
So prerequisite is SQL knowledge you need to have, and if at all you are having any kind of Excel knowledge, it is more than enough.
So for SQL means it's basic of SQL then.
Yes, yes, of course. So you will be having. I mean, you need to know especially. I mean, data manipulation language, that is DML commands here. Okay. So again, DDL commands, DML commands, and again, joins and set operators, subqueries. Again, some kind of constraints here. So these kind of topics, I mean, you need to be very well versed actually with this kind of topics.
What is the DAX in the Power BI?
So
I heard
DAX
about.
is called as some data analysis expression. So it is some kind of formula. Okay, so some kind of language actually. So where we write some kind of formulas. So in
Oh,
even in Excel also we do write some kind of formulas, right?
Correct.
In the same way, so here also we can deal with the data and by writing some kind of formulas. Okay.
Okay.
So always all what happens is in real time when you're dealing with any kind of data set, right? So always all you can't show the information with visuals only. Some of the times what happens is you might have to write some kind of formulas and come up with the insights. Actually.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
in previous example I told you, right? So I'm having some kind of sales, I mean product sales with me. I'm given there is some kind of discount column and sales column, but you will not get the actual sales figures for that one. Okay, so for each and every product you have to calculate what are the actual sales. Okay, so if you
Okay.
remove discount from that one, only then you will be getting the actual sales.
Okay. Okay.
So that is how you need to write the formula here.
Okay.
And what is the scope of Power BI in market now? Whether Power BI is in trend or Tableau?
See, let me tell you now today, whatever, I mean, whether you're working into a data science role, data engineer role, or any kind of role, okay, so by the end, data visualization is must, right? Because how do you report to your client? So you'll be showing them in some kind of visuals only, right? Some kind of reports or dashboards. Okay. So that is why we deal with this kind of stuff here actually. Okay, so Power BI is it is a leader in terms of this kind of data analytics. I hope yesterday you people have seen, right, the Gartner's Magic Quadrant. So Power BI is the leader. So in real time as well, even whatever we want to report to the client, right? Okay, so we'll be showing them in the format of reports and dashboards itself. So that is where people will be working on in tomorrow. Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
So how about the case studies you will be taking care of? Like which are case studies?
So we'll be working on certain case studies actually. So especially after the end of the course, I'll be giving you some kind of project on some retail case study. So end-to-end implementation, will be working on. Okay, so and even while we are learning the course, right? So I'll be taking different kinds of data sets here.
Whether it will be a real time one or the dummy
Yes,
one?
yes, it will be real world case studies only.
Just as an example, if you can just share few.
Yeah, I'm having certain data set with me. So where we'll be working on that is a retail data set. So similarly, even we are having certain other data sets as well. So we'll be working on them. Right. Any other questions, guys? Okay. So fine, guys. So register yourself if at all your people are interested, so that we can start off. Okay.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Thank
You
you.
can check with the admin, so we'll let you know about certain things here. Okay. Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. Bye.